All right, so let's look at these facts and figures together. This is actually from the American Cancer Society, and these are the latest figures as of 2019. And so I've gone ahead and downloaded this. So this is kind of a cool map. It gives you cancer rates, number of new cases in each state. So you can kind of take a look at wherever you're from and see how you compare to the rest of the country. And there's a lot of reasons you might hypothesize for why this is the case. You know, when we have rural areas, you're less likely being exposed to carcinogens that might be in the air. You may also be less likely to be participating in lifestyles that would cause cancer. Maybe everybody in California is laying on the beach, whereas in Alaska they're not. So there's a lot of things. Florida they are. See these beach places where you get lots of really high cancer rates. But what else about Florida do we know where you might end up with more cancer? Well, it's a big retirement state, so people are older in Florida. So there's a lot of things, but there's some cool facts and figures I wanted to show you. So the one that you looked at in your homework was for females. This is males. It shows the same kind of trends where we get this giant ballooning of lung cancer, which we're going to talk about. But what the good news is, if you look at most of the cancers are decreasing as of the latest data from 2016. So we are sort of getting a handle on what causes cancer and being able to prevent it a little more. But there are some that are rising. In fact, what does it say? Rates for cancers of the liver, lungs, colon, and rectum. Oh, no, let's see. Oh, this one. Pancreatic and liver cancers are actually increasing. It's hard to tell from it, but the pancreas and the liver are actually increasing at this point. Whereas prostate is going down, lung is going way down. Now this, you can probably guess what was going on in society, where we start to see this huge increase and then we eventually get decrease. These are older people who are getting into their middle age to older age in the 80s and 90s, and we'll talk about that, but be thinking about that and what things have happened in modern science that would bring stomach cancer down. How about colon cancer, like the invention of the colonoscopy and the requirement now that people over a certain age get their yearly colonoscopy. Same thing in women with breast cancer. We now have mammograms very regularly. Uterine cancer, cervical cancer. We're doing a lot more preventative measures. So those are some of the things you want to look at. Surgeon General came out about cigarette smoking around 65. So that might give you some clue there too. But you can go through it. This is a really cool report to look at. It gives you the estimated number of new cases by gender. It gives you new cases by state of the different types of cancers, deaths by state of the cancers. And then it goes through like the different selective cancers and what's the leading cancer. So for instance, leading sites of new cancers and deaths. So this is new cases. You can see that in males it's prostate and in females it's breast, followed by lung. But if you look at mortality rates, lung cancer is the biggest killer for both. It's a really hard cancer to treat. It's a very common cancer. As you can see, it's the second biggest for new cases, and it's very aggressive. Anyway, so a neat report that you can run through if you have time, are interested in this kind of thing.